comboio Alfa CP Comboios de Portugal, procedente de Lisboa, Santa Apolónia e com destino a Braga, que deverá dar entrada na linha número 1. Circula com um atraso de 5 minutos. A sua hora prevista de chegada é às 16 horas e 15 minutos. Pedimos a vossa compreensão pelos incómodos causados. Dentro de minutos, dará entrada na linha número 1. O comboio.
Nas provas internacionais, a bola está nos pés do miúdo. É o António Silva, o miúdo graúdo. Entregou para lá, encostava a lateral, solta no Ramos, está tapado. A bola veio para Chiquinho, dá para Osses, vai atirar. Espera Grimaldo, está na área, mete por baixo, remate, gol! Existe alguém que marque golos tão bonitos como eu, na Liga dos Campeões, Gonçalo Ramos! Benfica, Benfica, Benfica!
All right, everybody, another edition of Benfica After 90. Thank you so much. We got lots of people on today. Got Luis hosting this show.
I ain't hosting shit. I ain't hosting shit. Man. No.
I got to run it a little bit, so if we run long, you're taking over, man. Got Fabs. Fab, you feeling good?
Let's wrap this up, man, guys.
Yeah. Fabs, you feeling lightweight? Weight off your shoulder? You feeling good? Maybe.
Men's on Nokia 3330, man.
He's getting that Wi-Fi working, and we got Jake. How you doing, buddy? You doing good?
I'm doing good. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's awesome, buddy. No, it's been. We were just joking right before we went live that I don't know why I felt like you were on.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, now we can hear you.
How's it going, guys?
Perfect. There you go. He's back. That's awesome. He's doing good, buddy. So how you guys feeling, man? A big win. 5 goals.
All I'm gonna say, guys, I'm gonna say this very quick. It's dangerous to give it this much control because I'm going through brands, I'm going for all this stuff. I'm thinking, how can I fuck this up?
Oh, there's so many different ways. We screw it up all the time. We screw it up all the time. It's
the BA90 dictator.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, I can mute everyone. I can remove people. This is too good, man. Like
you should not give
you can actually. Yeah, I've never actually removed people in the thing, but yeah, that'd be don't be mean to the.
Nah, I'm joking, man. I'm joking.
My God, this was crazy. So I was trying to add up real quickly, and I'm doing the math as we go, right? So Benfica won 5-0. I'm going to just do a quick count against Marítimo earlier this season. They won another game, which was 6 goals against the team from Israel, right? So that's more than 5 goals. We had 5-0 against Shavs, 5-0, 5-1 against the Vitoria. I'm sure you'll get the point where I'm getting at in a bit here. There was the other one, which was 5-1 against Club Rouge, and then 5 against Vitoria. So that's do I count that? That's 6 correctly. Yeah, 6 times this season where we got 5 or more goals in a single game.
What's that now? 100 and how many goals have we got? 100 and...
Oh, in this season? Well,
we're over 110. I know that for sure because I think a few games ago
109, I think.
That is now I'm curious. This is gonna be one of these. I'm gonna try and see if I can find it. Wait. I think I found it here.
Over $1.2 trillion.
Officially 107. 107 is the official goal count. It's not bad.
107 and counting because we still have what 9 finals, 9 games.
Oh man, it's insane. And then the other thing I was wondering, okay, so far the season's not done, and we got 6 games with 5 or more goals. If you count out the last time we got 5 or more goals, how long does it take to get 6 games that you've done it? I guarantee. I don't know if we've done that in a single season in a while. Like I'm trying to go back and find a season. I don't.
It may have been done in the 2010 season because there was a lot of goals being scored that season as well, similar to this season.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been
Yeah.
a while. It's
2010.
insane.
Oh, I was 20 years old, man. That was a life. That was great. I had no
2010.
back pain. You know.
I think
Balls
I was. I was.
you know,
I
like
was-
nice
I-
and solid.
They hadn't dropped yet, almost.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
I was already kind of bald already. That was like the early bald,
Oh,
new
man.
bald. I had the new shine at the time. That was an old shine.
I was still being conceived, so it's okay.
Wow, madness. Is this why we remove him? Is that? Is
Oh my god, this is huge.
You cannot
Oh,
have
God.
this much power, Luis.
This is
No,
good.
but
This
seriously,
is
guys, after I think it was João Mario, third goal, right?
He's gonna have so much fun with this. Yeah, Giovanni, third goal. Yeah.
After that goal, you guys just brought up 2010. I'm 28 years old, despite losing most of up here. I'm 28 years old, and I was thinking, I can't remember a better Benfica team than this season. What do you guys think? I can't
The
remember.
last
one.
Benfica that I can remember that was this good was 2014. The one that won the treble, right? It was a treble, and then made it to the Europa League final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
haven't won anything yet, but just the way they're playing, with such confidence, it's insane, man. Insane.
It's that feeling of, and going back to that one year you brought up, Jake. That year felt like on our best day we can beat any team in Europe. That's how it feels like right now. If we bring our 110% A game against any team, we're gonna give them one heck of a fight. And it's been a while since you've had that level of high confidence that Benfica is looking good.
Sure.
The chat is bumping, so I just want to quickly get a few questions in here, just because I wasn't going through the chat for the first bit. Otamendi suspended for the first leg in the Champions League. So Boris thinks, in terms of, we had a question from Benfica fan about who you think will play in his position. Boris says Moratu, and I think that's what Schmidt was trying to do. But I think we'll get into the second half and talk about that little bit of a mistake on the goal side. But one thing I like is that Schmidt is killing it. And the fact that he decided to, with so much time left in the game, bring on a different center back, you got to start doing it now. You got to start playing these guys while we still got a few games before the Inter match. I think it's critical to do that at the moment. And I hope the next match, I would not be upset if he benched Otamendi or benched Andre Silva. We got Rio Ave, and then we got Porto, and then we got Inter. We got the break coming up now. So they're going to spend some time on the international break, doing something in the training session. Try it again against Rio Ave. That should be a team we should get the win against. Get those minutes under his legs. I think he needs it. I think Murat's the right call. But what do you guys think? Do you think it'd be the right person, Murat?
I don't think so, in my opinion. I know Verissimo's had a year off, or more than that. But today, seeing Moratu, he looked slow, and he got caught on his heels. And I know Inter are definitely not going to be a team necessarily that are going to play in behind as much. But I was definitely a little bit worried when I saw that. So
I like to add as well, though, I think taking Tino off was clever because of the fact that he's got a yellow card. We all know he's going to get a yellow against Rio Ave. That's guaranteed. I will bet £10 on he will get a yellow against Rio Ave because we've got Porto after that. So he'll definitely get a yellow. I agree with what Jake is saying. I didn't like Moratu, but I think that goal that we conceded was for taking Tino out. And I'm not blaming Schmidt. He did the right thing, but it just shows how much that kid has brought to the midfield. In terms of defensively, I think attackingly he lacks a lot, so much. But defensively, the guy is an absolute machine, man. And it's not because, Tino and stuff like that. He's a machine, bro. Honestly, I'm so fucking happy to have him back in Benfica.
So my understanding is Tino's on 4 yellows, right? And he had a yellow last game. I'm thinking the opposite. I'm disappointed Schmidt didn't have him purposely take a yellow. Miss Rio Ave.
Actually, that's that's another way to look at it. Yeah.
Or I hope Schmidt benches him against Rio Ave because I agree with you. He's amazing. He's a great part of this team. I would try bench him against Rio Ave and see if we can do what we got to do. I think we should be able to get the result.
Because Auschwitz is back as well, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, I think that's right. Cool. Just bench him. game management, right?
Don't risk it. Don't risk it, right?
Yeah, and on the Murata thing, I agree. Today Murata wasn't at his sharpest, but do we know how sharp Verissimo is right now as well? Do we know?
That's true.
That's exactly it. I was actually almost kind of, I was hoping you'd bring out Verissimo just to give him a run, but I guess maybe in the training grounds, maybe Murata looked like the potential replacement. He's probably have him slotted in, so just get him some minutes, and if that's his decision, then I'd say start him against Rio Ave. Why not? I'd start him against Rio Ave, and then let Otamendi start the Porto match, because Otamendi can't play the Inter game anyways, and let Murata maybe come on as a sub if you need to get him a few more minutes against Porto. But you should have fresh legs against that that side there. Here we go. Sorry, playing around with the comments there. 100 league goals. That's a good one from Zach.
I think that's a good question.
So pretty much what you need to get there. Let's just do the fun mathematics. Just let me kind of punch it in here.
We did it in the season with Brunage, right?
Yeah, we could do that. It's 3.7 goals per match, right?
Over $1.2 trillion.
I'm not gonna get tired of that. That's such an old clip. Also, that thing came out almost a year ago, and I don't know. I keep laughing at that shit. But yeah, all you need is a couple of more games where you rack up the score line, and then you just need to get a couple of 2-0 type of results or things. You got Shavs. Shavs is one you could do it against.
Another 10-0 would help too,
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be awesome.
I think what we need to focus on is the fact that we even discussing that is good enough.
Yeah.
The fact that we all sat here thinking, hey, you know what? Can we hit 100 league goals instead of going, hey, can we win the league? Hey, are we gonna qualify for the Champions League? Are we doing this? No, we're going. Can we get 100 league goals? What
just bored, right?
Yeah.
It just shows how far we've come from. I'm not going to mention names, but other managers and other times we had a Benfica, and we probably will have. Let's put it this way: we're Benfica. We've been Benfica since we born. Most of us, not me, unfortunately. But over the time, we've had fucking terrible times. Times where we're fuck, we're just struggling here. And now we sat here thinking, can we get 100 league goals? Never mind being the champion. Never mind winning the league. No. Can we get 100 goals? That's what we're talking about right now.
Now, also, the idea of winning, obviously, we want to win the Liga. We're going to win the Liga. I think we're going to win the Liga. The way we're progressing, I really hope Porto screw up against Braga. They really look like they had tired legs against Inter. Did you guys watch the Inter match out of curiosity against Porto?
I did. I did. The highlights. Sorry.
I watched. I watched a good chunk of it. I got to give credit to Porto. Porto looked like the better side, which to me, I think we're better than Porto, which helps me feel. I don't want to be arrogant, but we have an extremely fair chance against this Inter Milan side, and I hope Porto slips up a little bit more because it gives us the ability. I can't believe we're even talking about this. The idea of if we face Porto and face Inter. Depending if we get the result against Porto, even if it's a draw, but we get pretty much at the Liga, if we get the draw or a win, the Liga's not done, but it's pretty much almost there. I am more than happy starting to see Schmidt rotate for Shavs or 100% against Inter. And you hear about these teams like Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, these clubs that go deep runs in the Champions League, and they get to this quarterfinal stage, semifinal stage, and they're so ahead in their league that they start resting players in their league and give 110% in Europe. To also be able to do that. I love the idea. I love the dream, man. Right now, I know we're kind of skipping ahead. Do you guys want to focus a little bit on this game and then go into Europe, or do you want to just jump right into the European situation?
Yeah, sure.
Let's focus on this one maybe first.
Yeah, okay.
Just on a side note, though, I think we might be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves when it comes to analyzing the Porto Inter game. I think they set out with a really good game plan of damage limitation and not conceding goals from what I saw, small segments that I saw. And they play like that for a reason, man. They let themselves get pinned down by Porto, and that was all part of the plan, I think. Now,
no, I agree with you. I would think that it's a 1-0 lead. It shows the mentality Inter has. They're trying to just narrowly get by. I feel like there's years that Benfica did that.
They're good enough to do that.
Yeah,
they're good enough to do that. They're good enough.
That's true. That's true. They got that
up the pressure, and I mean, hopefully we can do what Porto couldn't, which is just put one in the back of the net. But we're home first, right?
Yeah.
We're home first. Okay.
11th.
11th. So,
I think the fact that we don't have Otamendi helps that we're home first. I think being away
Maybe,
first.
yeah.
If we were
Yeah.
away without Otamendi, I think there would have been.
You feel a bit more
So,
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to do the same thing to us that they did to Porto, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Try and get the 1-0 in Lisbon and then just say, hey, boys, come at us in Milan. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's focus maybe on today's game and then we'll get into that a bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good. So maybe what I'll do, I'll whip up the starting 11 here. We got Odysseus in the back, Grimaldo, Otamendi, Antonio Silva, Bob, Neres, Chiquinho, Fortino, João Mario, Rafa, and Ramos. Interesting, seeing Chiquinho, imagine a year ago, us saying Benfica is going to be killing it. The fans think we have a chance at winning the Champions League, and Chiquinho's the man of the match. That's pretty wild, man. That's good. What a turnaround, man. The going back, someone's made a comment about Schmidt. Like Schmidt is like outstanding. What he's done with João Mario, what he's done with everything.
Yeah.
Zach said it best, man. This guy is just absolutely killing it here. Any surprises at all with the lineup or the goal point or any of that stuff?
Not really. I mean, this is pretty much our basic lineup, other than the fact that Arsenis was not available. So obviously, Chiquinho's going to play the 8. So yeah, pretty much no surprises there.
Funny enough, SofaScore, because I like looking at SofaScore a lot. They had Gonzalo Ramos as the MVP in that one, and they had they had Neres and João Mario and Tino, all rated higher than Chiquinho. So
I see that.
Yeah,
Chiquinho had a 7.5.
Yeah, so it's again, but that also goes to show it isn't like it's one standout guy. Different people can watch this game and point out several standout players.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't agree with most of the ratings on here. Well, some of the ratings on here. I think Grimaldo was really low, and so was Bar. I think Bar had a bad start, but then he sort of picked up. I do think that a couple of passes that Bar missed was Chiquinho right in the beginning of the half or the first half. He was just pinpointing it a bit too hard, in my opinion. I know I have like a clear man of the match in my head, and fair enough. It was I'm 3 apps or 3 places I've seen. He's always had more than 7.1.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, I think it's hard when the team all plays so well. Like, who are you gonna blame? The keeper? And it's only because he's the only one not playing, passing and scoring and participating. He's only there just waiting to be sort of shot at. I think we're playing really good football. I said at halftime to my mom, I messaged her, I said, "Are you watching the game?" And she said, "No." And I said to her, like, I can't remember the exact words, but I was like, we're playing with flair. It's attractive football. It's the sort of football that you want to watch. Like if you're neutral, you want to be watching this game because it's good football. At least from one team. No disrespect to Vitoria. They're not the Vitoria that they used to be. That's for sure. But I do hope they recover because they have an amazing fan base. They're an amazing football club. I have a soft spot for Vitoria just because I met some fantastic people from the White Angels, and they seem to respect football a lot more than some of other fans out there from bigger clubs.
For up until I would say 15 years ago, Vitoria Guimarães was the 4th biggest club in Portugal from fan base, things of sort.
You get murdered in Vitoria, even Guimarães, if we call him Vitoria Guimarães, though. Okay.
Vitoria is the name, right? They only. But the thing is, here's the thing: they had a shit start to the season, but I'll put it this way: they lost to us, and they also lost to Oroca. Prior to that, though, because they had a rough start, they had the prior games: a win against Atlanta, a win against Braga. They had a draw, then they had a win. They've been on the ascension, and they went from lower part of the table to now 5th place in the league. I don't think they're going to catch Sporting. You never know. Sporting will always choke it, but I think it's too much of a gap. It's 10-point gap. Sporting hasn't played their game yet. But the fact is, they're facing for a European spot, and we took it to them. We dominated that team.
Yeah. I think that this is the problem with the Portuguese teams, and I've said it before. I'll say it one more time: is once you get to that stage, you get European football, and he's just not ready for that because there's not that much investment. There's a big gap, and he might be able to compete in the Portuguese Liga, but as soon as you look at Rio Ave, they went to the Europa League. they're face to face with AC Milan, but that
They
hit
almost,
him so
oh my
bad.
God,
But the thing is that
if
hit
they
him
won
so
those
bad.
penalties
They ended up,
though, that
huh?
would have been amazing. If they won that
No, but
penalty shootout,
the but the fact that they went there, it hit them so bad in the Liga,
that they fell off.
crumbled. They crumbled because there's too many games. There's too much. It's hard for the Portuguese teams because they are in the Portuguese Liga to compete with that sort of stuff. You know, you look at Italy. In my opinion, this season, it's just Napoli. No other Italian team is playing decent football that I would watch week in, week out. Maybe AC Milan to an extent, right? But that's it. But they still managed to have 3 teams in a Champions League, even though they're not playing attractive football. Like I do watch the Serie A lot because I love Napoli. I'm the dickhead that watches fucking the Dutch league because I love Ajax. So I'm definitely gonna watch Serie A. And Inter Milan are playing. It's just boring to watch, you know.
But
and they're still on there though.
But can I add one thing? Italy this year. Napoli's been consistent all season. I think they've been consistent, but you've had runs, like you said, early in the season. AC Milan did well, then they fell off. Inter did well at one point. Roma. In Europe right now, out of the 7 teams that the Italians for Serie A were fielded into Europe, there's 6 left. There's 3 in the Champions League. And then there's 3 more between that Confederations League and Europa League. I know there's Juventus against Sporting. I think Fiorentina. I can't remember, and I think Fiorentina and Roma are in that. No, Roma's in Europa League.
Yeah.
Florentina is in the other one.
Conference.
Yeah, the conference. But that is insane. Like compared to how their clubs were doing a few years ago. You know, Boris says Serie A is dead, and I would agree with him up until this season. This season, it's I got to give credit to Serie A. They're like it's the best league. Like if you look at who has the most teams in Europe, I'll gladly say, you know, if you look at PSG, Bayern Munich, there's all these clubs in England and EPL that are better than Serie A sides. I'll fully agree with that. But the one thing I was telling my son this because my son's really gotten into sport lately. The one thing I give props to Serie A and the Italian league is if you look at the last 20 years, 30 years, the amount of different clubs that win it, it is the only other league outside of that stretch that Juventus had a nice stretch where they dominated. But take away that stretch, it's the only other league that's similar to the EPL where you have different teams fighting for that title. I think that's a pretty cool feature. I think it's a rarity. I think, you know, if you think of the other Serie B in Brazil, as I like to joke, but that's the only other league that, you know, you see some leagues that have that rotation.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a pretty cool feature.
The big thing, and I think it goes along with what Boris just said about, you know, the Italian national team is a joke. I agree. Because you look at Napoli, Inter Milan, AC Milan. Let's bring Juve up on this too.
Yeah.
How many, and let's be real here, how many Italians are in those teams? Because there's so much money to invest. Let's look at Inter Milan because that's who we're playing.
Yeah.
How many? They got Barella, right? Cherby, I believe, you know. But if you look at the 11,
but they're not their core.
Sorry,
Darmian, the right back.
Right back. They'll have a few. Don't get me wrong. They'll have a few, but it's not like you look at Vitoria, and most of them are Portuguese, and you know from countries that you know Venezuela.
Yeah, fair enough.
You just don't have that money.
You don't have that pull. You don't have that pull. You know, I agree with that.
It's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned money because I don't know if you guys know Vitoria was bought last month.
Yeah.
I think there's an investment of like 30 million euros into Vitoria by the group that own Aston Villa. And the Milwaukee Bucks as well from the US. So this investment group have just invested. I think they've committed to 30 million, which doesn't sound like a lot, but
for a team like
Vitoria, it is. I mean,
for our league, I think it is. It's not Benfica money. It's not Sporting money. It's not Porto money. But if you're talking about a team to compete with, you know, to take 4th place, Braga will spend 20 million in a season. It's a big spend year for Braga.
There you go. They've committed 30 million to Vitoria, I think, over a few years, and they own
49, right?
50% of the club.
49. Yeah. I think that was the what they wanted to do was we'll get
the club still
we'll sell you some of the club, but we want to keep control of the club. Yeah. So they'll have two people at a table, if that makes sense, and Vitoria will have 3. So any decision 3 versus 2. I mean, it's easy maths. Like you still can make any decision you want, but there's someone out there, investing in a club, if that makes sense.
It is tough though, I will say, because the other chunk is the socios. Socios are erratic. I love Benfica as much as I do, but us socios get passionate, things of sort. If that 49% wants to do something that the socios don't like, you just need to convince 2% of those socios to agree with that club, that group. You just need an extra 2% to 50 and 51, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's still almost like they basically will run the show. I think it's neat though. I think
you guys welcome that in our league. Would you like to see more of that across the other teams?
Yeah.
I think the mid-table teams. I would never want it for
would love
Benfica.
that.
I don't think Benfica needs
No,
it.
no.
But I think even look like Porto Muniz. You look at clubs. There's areas like Guimarães has a huge potential because of the fan base.
Yeah. Vitoria, man. Fucking stop saying Guimarães. We're gonna get murdered.
I know. I just force habit, man. Force habit. You know what I gotta say? The real Vitoria is in Stubble. That's how you get murdered. That's how you get murdered. No, but jokes aside, pick a team. If someone spent, it costs next to nothing to buy Stubble, and you spend 40 million, which seems like peanuts relative to how these clubs spend. Like when you get a rich owner coming in, you look at a rich owner going into the EPL, you got to spend $1 billion, and there's no guarantees you win anything.
Yeah. From
the cost of acquisition and talent acquisition, and then it's a required constant heavy signing. Zach's point is huge. It's 21 million. It's big. So you get a club spending like Guimarães, Vitoria. You got a club like them spending all of a sudden 4 million here for a signing, 6 million here for a signing, 5 million for that, and they sign 4 or 5 players like that. A total of 21 spend. That's going to be more than what Rio Ave's spending. It's going to be more than what most clubs are. And all of a sudden, they're fighting for that Europa League spot again, right?
That could be the difference between a talent from South America going to Spain, where they'll get more money relative to Portugal. That could be the difference, and that could definitely change a lot.
And I think the big thing also that will attract dollars or won't is what's going on with us and the Dutch. The Dutch are having a great run in the last couple of years. They had a great run last year. This kind of Confederations League or whatever it's called, Conference League, is really screwing us up because the Dutch did well last year. They're doing well again this year in it, and it all counts. And right now they're ahead of us, so we need Benfica and Sporting to beat Inter and Juve and make a deep run, or else Portugal is going to lose that having 6 teams in Europe. They're going to go down to what the Dutch have, which is 5 teams, only 2 in the Champions League, and the other 3 in the other kind of tournaments, right? So I don't know. That might be short-lived though, because at the end of the day, if we have a good season, even if the Dutch have a good season, like right now, we actually, we could still bounce back up the following year. But still, you don't want to talk about too much because you attract more dollars. The more of your teams that are guaranteed European spots, like reality, if you have 3 Champions League sides, Porto and Benfica and Sporting, it's very unlikely they don't make a Champions League. But you have Braga that can also come in, right? Yeah. But it could encourage a bit more money. If someone wants to slap a sponsorship on Braga, they have a higher statistical chance of actually making the Champions League.
Yeah.
So there's a bigger incentive for money to be spent in the league for things of sort, right?
Did we ever have a point where it was 3 teams that went directly in and the 4th did a playoff?
Directly, I don't think so. No. I think we had directly 2, and then a 3rd did the playoffs. I remember that.
They've rotated a few things. Like if you go years back, I think anytime we've had 3, it's because of the playoffs. We've made it through the playoffs to get 3 in the group.
I also, again, someone that watches the Dutch league a lot, I don't think they'll keep up for many. Like Ajax, definitely always. Ajax is just that club that will.
Ajax fell off this year. They're like one of the worst Dutch teams
exactly
in Europe.
And so is Feyenoord. Again, I know they won 7-1 and all that stuff. Yeah, but if you watch that game, it wasn't all that. Like it wasn't like a game where they went bam, bam, bam. It was just like everything went right for them. PSV, bad losses. Obviously we know exactly who. And they don't seem too good. I'm just saying, like, if there isn't big investment, I would gamble and say that in a couple of years, it's going to be Ajax, Bayern Munich, and everyone else not Bayern Munich, if that makes sense. Unless there's big investment. Like, again, like, I can't, what I'd like to say as well, like, to answer Fabio's question still, I love to see that, man. I love to see people come in and buy Portimão. That was talks. I'm not sure how true this is. But there was talks of Ronaldo, right? Not Cristiano Ronaldo, the fat one.
Yeah.
Wanting to invest in Portuguese football, and he wanted to buy a Mora, right? Now that's obviously really low, but I'm just saying the fact that there's interest will be good. You know, so I'd love to have.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right.
Yeah. Oh shit! I'm hosting now, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hi. No, but yeah, like I was saying, I do. It's weird that we have this fight with the Dutch league. In my not fight because I watch the Portuguese Liga, and I think like we have way better football than the Dutch league, especially when PSV and Ajax are not involved. You know. But I don't know what you guys think. I don't know. If
Do you know what we
guys
need?
watch
We
the
need,
Dutch
yeah, a European competition between
league.
whoever's
I know what you're
whoever's in the
saying.
relegation zone. That's what we need.
That'd be hilarious.
That's what we need.
This
Yeah,
thing
actually,
right
that'd
here.
be
So, did you guys touch on this by chance? This comment from Zach.
I did hear that, but not recently though.
I thought it was official. I could be wrong, but I thought they made an agreement in within a season or so it's going to be merged. I think this is the issue with the Super League kind of debate. It's not that I was against the idea of a closed league system. I hated that idea, and I hated the whole premise of it. But I've seen talks about the Super League in a different light of having some kind of different structure, what relegation, promotion. The EPL teams are 100% out just because what they did after the Super League was enshrined in such a way in the English kind of system that there's no chance in hell these English clubs can ever break out now. You're forever married to England.
Imagine listening to Sporting and thinking we could have been in the fucking Super League, you know, like.
Yeah, no, but I think like the idea though, and I will say this much: if you have relegation promotion, and you do something like a Latin one where you do Iberian, Portugal, Spain, Serie A, and you have a first, second division, and they tier out between the whatever zones they are, kind of like how you do it now, you'd actually have a legitimate league that likely would generate way more sponsorship dollars, be far more entertaining, more competitive, fuller stadiums. Basically look at the top four in Portugal: Benfica, Sporting, Porto, and Braga, and that'd be it. And you take the top 8 from La Liga and top 8 from Serie A, and boom, a 20-team league, and then you do a second division, and then from that second division you tier out, kind of do regional zones, Portugal, Spain, and that. I'm okay with the idea of that. Like I like the idea of something that
you're okay because you're a Benfica fan.
No, but I'm saying even if I was, let's say I'm a Guimarães fan.
Okay.
And so now I'm fielded in the second division of this league, but the money I make is far higher than I'd make in Liga Lounge. And the sponsorship rights I can get is far higher. And I know if I make it to the other league, because let's say you have a kind of like the EPL where it's shared revenue, Guimarães never in their lifetime will ever make as much money as they'd be able to. Like I think as long as there's an open, clear path to growing up, and I'm a fan of, and as long as it's not like the all of Europe, because I still like the idea of the Champions League. I like the idea of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But just even, I know it'll never happen, but mirroring La Liga with the Portuguese League. I think this is if the Dutch and the Belgium are successful, let's say this merger happens, they got 3 spots, we got 2 spots, and now you'll add Anderlecht, and what's the other team that you add to their league, right?
I agree with Nick.
I think it's cool in Iberian Cup. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. I think just something in that nature. You got to find a way of like generating more dollars. I'm struggling with this idea of the Taça Liga. The Portugal is doing the route that La Liga is doing, which is they're trying to basically do these international tournaments with their official tournaments. Like they're trying to do La Liga matches overseas, that kind of stuff. I kind of like that. Oh, man, that'd be hilarious. You know what?
Will be the
penalty for both teams.
Well, yeah. All right, who could bribe the most? So I know Barcelona. But the good thing is both Porto and Barcelona.
The game will literally be a referee with a hammer.
they got two refs at the center of the pitch.
Another cool thing is like you might get like a Santa Clara versus Barcelona, and like imagine Barcelona traveling to Açores to play for the first time in
It'd be nice, man.
In history. Do you know what I mean?
I'd be in a big favor of that. That would be because, like, realistically, like again, and I don't mean to be rude, but unless you win it, no one gives a shit about Taça Liga. I always say this, but it's true. Like,
I agree.
I watch the games and stuff. Like, as soon as you're out, it's one of those things where, like, as soon as you're out, I think, I'm glad. Fuck that, But if you're into the final,
you're not heartbroken. You're not. Once you're, I agree. When you're in the final, you want to win it. But you're not heartbroken being knocked out. And I'll go this far. You go to the final and lose it, you're irritated, but it doesn't bother you. You lose the final of the Taça.
My mom.
Oh, Maria. Mwah.
My mom.
I love it. I love it. You want to know how much Luigi loves you? I'm going to tell you right now how much he loves you. This much.
Over $1.2 billion.
That's how much he loves you.
Understand that.
Man,
Boa noite, mãe.
But yeah, so what they're talking about Taça Liga is they're looking at doing it in internationally, either somewhere else in Europe or likely North America. I think the only spot that makes, and I partly hate the concept, but I know for a fact the only way that makes Portugal money is doing it here, where you have a game in Toronto, a game in Foxborough, a game in New Jersey, where the tickets for a Taça Liga semifinal will be $150 and they will sell out. And whereas in Portugal, it'll be €10 and it'll still be half empty. That's the reality, right? So, whereas if you go to Luxembourg and you do it overseas, you're still going to be charging €20. You're not going to make that much money, and it still loses. I hate the idea of this, overseas style, but at the same time, if they're trying to do it for money, and that's why they rigged the Taça Liga going forward, where it's only the top 4 teams that make it. They just want Benfica, Porto, Sporting, and Braga. Mm-hmm. That's all they want. And because they can't bring the Taça Liga to North America, because if you get, no offense to Rio Ave, but if you've got Rio Ave versus Braga, it'll be an empty stadium. No one will pay $150 to watch that game. It'll literally be, it's like this gimmick of bringing it overseas only works if it's Benfica and Sporting. Porto will attract a few fans, and
Santa Clara would sell out in Boston. I'm just letting you know.
Santa Clara will get it. Santa Clara here also. We got tons of people from Soch. Oh, yeah.
Wait, you live in Boston as well?
Hmm?
You live in
Boston?
Yeah.
Well? Yeah.
I need to come
There's
to
a lot of
Boston.
Missourians in
There's
Boston.
so many people in Boston already.
Foxborough, that whole,
the
whole Providence, New England. They love fish. They love bacalhau, everything there. They're like,
bacalhau. I love bacalhau. The right one, though.
The right one.
That's why I like Ausnes so much.
There we go. Awesome. Hey, okay, so going back real quick to Champions League, this bracket, though, just got to get your reaction. You guys saw that. The guys in the chat. Again, one game at a time, first leg against Inter and so on and all that cliche shit. But I don't know about you guys, but I was just fucking all day on Friday, daydreaming of Benfica in the Champions League final.
I was smiling ear to ear. I texted Luis. I told him where we're going already. So
this is insane. This is nuts, man. Okay, so really, what do you think? I'm gonna leave this up here, Mail. Do you guys? I don't know, man. Are you guys feeling? Are you one game at a time? Let's just live in the moment and do it that way, or are you guys way far ahead? Luis, go with you. Go with you, Luis. What's your feeling?
Listen. All I'm going to say is I'm very much a guy that lives in the moment. Let's just enjoy. Hey, next game, Rio Ave.
Fair enough.
I don't mean to be the negative bitch, but I am. It is what it is, man. I'm 99.9% going to San Siro to watch that away leg. I do hope I come back with a big fucking smile. I'm drinking until the early hours, absolutely wasted on the plane. But at the same time, Fabio said earlier on, man, it's still Inter. It's still an Italian team. Do I believe we can win? Fuck yeah. Big time. I'm so happy that we didn't get, Bayern Munich. The other ones, I'm not scared of. Bayern Munich was the ones that I was like, fuck, But I also, the same way that I'd see a game against Real Madrid or City or Chelsea, it's a game and we're just going to focus on the fact that, we're going to go there and beat Inter. We're going to receive them at home, beat them, and we're going to go there and have to beat them too. So I love the fact that Zach just said that. Second leg is Inter.
We were chatting about that.
Is 1904. Yeah, we were chatting about that earlier on. I think bottom line, so I can shut up and let the other ones go. I can dream, but I'll dream with my feet on the ground. So yeah.
How are you,
nice, Clip that.
So, bookies have us as underdogs. If you guys didn't know,
I guarantee we're all these underdogs with bookies. I don't even look at bookies because I get so agitated whenever I see these guys.
Isn't that quite surprising? I genuinely thought, you know what, we're favorites here. We're scoring more goals. We're first in the league. We're doing better than Porto. They just struggled against Porto. I thought bookies might have us as slight favorites, maybe evens, but no, they're favorites. So we're going into this as underdogs. which I'm guessing most of you will probably prefer because we're always underdogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Nick said it. Was it Nick that said it in the comment? 50-50 against Inter. I agree, man. I think it's 50-50. I'm not getting too excited. I think we need to win by 2 goals at home, at least. I think a 2-0 would do us good, and then over there we can just soak up the pressure a little bit at 1904 San Siro. We go through. We play. Who do you guys think? Napoli? We play Napoli or AC Milan if we go through?
Napoli.
Napoli?
We're
What would you
hoping for AC Milan, but you know.
I think it's AC Milan, not just because I'm hoping.
Milan?
I do think it's AC Milan.
one Milan, one Napoli. What about you, Luis? What do you think?
No comment. Like, I'm sorry, man, but like,
I know.
I got a Napoli top in that drawer there.
Luis
Man.
is a
I do
Napoli
not
fan.
want
He
to
just
play
doesn't want
Napoli.
You want
man.
Milan to go through, right?
No. There's who you want and who you
do.
think. You think Napoli.
I want AC Milan to go through.
But your heart is telling you Napoli's going to go through?
No, I want. Oh yeah. I think Napoli will go through, but I do not want to play Napoli because that'll be such a hard fucking game for us.
Put it this way,
for me
I think,
especially.
I think Inter 50-50, guys. I think if we draw Milan, another 50-50, which is amazing.
Yeah.
If we draw Napoli, things get
It's a dogfight.
60-40.
Yeah.
No, but I'd be like, if you go back to the beginning of the season and you say Benfica is going to go to the semifinal against PSG, you're going to have the same feeling, saying that they're clearly favorites.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to grind it out. I think Napoli, if we get, again, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but if we face Napoli, I'd say they're favorites. I think Inter, same thing. Like, Inter is going to be an extremely tough team. AC Milan will be an extremely tough team. But I agree with Nick. I actually think Milan will knock out Napoli because Napoli they're going to win the Serie A. They haven't won in ages. They got a bit of a buffer, so they could kind of sacrifice some of that. But AC Milan, if you actually look at the head-to-head against Napoli, they break even. The last 10 matches, if you replayed it, they're going to penalties every single time. Napoli 1-0, AC Milan 2-1, 0-0 draw, 1-0, 2-1, 1-1. Like that you got to go back to these teams. It's kind of like Benfica versus Sporting. Benfica should beat Sporting.
Right.
You put Benfica in a knockout cup competition against Sporting, it feels 50-50 all of a sudden. It doesn't feel, even though we're like right now, we are clearly the best team in Portugal. We're going to win the Liga. If it was Benfica versus Sporting, I'd feel confident we should win, but I'd still be nervous as heck. And there is that like domestic item. And I think, Boris, that's a great comment there.
Yeah. One thing Joe said in the chat was, and which I think is quite important to mention, is the fact that it's 2 Italian sides on the other side.
Yes.
It could mean a few yellow cards get thrown about,
Yes.
reds. And that could completely swing the odds in our favor in the semi-final. Yeah. Completely.
Yeah, I was agreeing, man. We were going back and forth yesterday about that. And I think if it was, again, going back to Benfica versus Sporting, if it was us or if Porto, this is the thing. Porto narrowly did not advance. If Porto had advanced, we drew against Porto, the amount of yellow cards we would have had, I think we would have beat Porto because there's no crooked referee. It's more of an even keel. But it would have been such a dirty dogfight. And I think that's what's going to happen with AC Milan and Napoli. So you can even have Napoli advance. But imagine you get this. If we beat Inter, we face Napoli. Napoli's missing 4 players for the first match. Napoli's still hard. But we could get a situation where Napoli has cards up their ass because them and AC Milan were having a fist fight on the pitch.
That's what I think will happen. So I think, man, listen, guys, if we go through to the semis, I'm really confident we're going to the final. Really confident. I think this first game, this first tie-up against Inter is going to surprise the majority of us and is going to end up being harder than the semi-final. That's my prediction.
Oh, I think it's going to be a dogfight. I agree with also what you were saying earlier, that they're going to dig in because they know they can finish it off at home. Mm-hmm. And it could be one of these horrible games where nothing is happening. They're clogging up the midfield. Nothing happens and you get a 0-0 draw. And it's going to be like a painful result. But if we could do what we've done so many times this season where we pop in a nice early goal, force them to open up a little bit, force them to want to get at least a goal against us. Oh, could you imagine we do to I don't want to get over cocky, man. I am over cocky as is the way I'm talking, but like I don't care. If you go earlier this season, Juventus was playing well. Juventus was struggling a bit. We got a 4-3 against Juventus. Like,
which should have never been 4-3. Should have been 4-1 at max.
Yes. Yeah, because at the end we kind of let it go a bit, and you know what I mean. Like, and even when we went to Italy, it was a 2-1 for us. And Juventus back then were top of Serie A before they had all these points deducted. They weren't in first place, but they were in the top 4. Yeah. They're in that same position where Inter is. Around that slot is where Juventus was. They're the same kind of caliber side, and they're tough. And Inter's gonna be tough, but. Fuck, man, this feels so good, man. This feels good.
What I'm saying.
This feels good, man. One game at a time. I get you, Luigi.
We're gonna go one game at a time, but let me just say this on a quiet note. If we fuck 2 Italian teams on away, there's gonna be a Lewis on that night, man. I swear to God, bro, my fucking demons are gonna come out that night.
Oh,
like, I apologize to all my Italian friends. But man's gonna come out that night. I swear to God.
One person had to screw it. That was it.
Pretty much, yeah. I swear to God.
God, you know the bragging rights we would get. First of all, the last decade, we've had a thing with Juventus the last decades. We've matched up with them several times, and they shit talk so many times, and we've like beat their ass multiple times, right? Exactly. He's gonna have, and if he plays the away, he goes on the away and have a little Italian. You'll have this like bastard child that hates himself.
Not Italian, bro. Mate, I don't even want to think about it. Let's just, use for la let's go game by game. Who have me?
Hey, she's gonna be a ball.
So
I'm sorry, man. I forgot.
I'll be on Italian Twitter for sure, bro. Swear to God. Fucking hell.
And this comment here, I'm confident like this. And the funny thing is, last year Liverpool, my God, I wasn't as confident, but we put one hell of a show. And I do like the fact that you're saying the bookies have us underdogs. There's a bit of an arrogance, and I'm even looking online. I see all these people saying, "Oh, could you imagine the AC versus Inter semifinal, even Inter Napoli?" Like, a lot of people are still discounting the fuck out of us. A lot of people are discounting us, and that's okay. Because I find sometimes when you go into same here. When you go into the favorites, there's a weird pressure. It kind of like fires people up. Like, think of João Mario. João Mario left Inter. They didn't treat him as well.
The eggs treatment, eh?
Oh, he's gonna.
Could you imagine he scores?
The way he's scoring, man. This guy is going for a golden boot right now. He's killing it. Oh man.
I was reading a few comments on the Inter Instagram page, actually.
Yeah.
And the majority of them were saying, don't underestimate them, which I found quite amusing.
I found quite amusing. I love that.
Yeah. They said, don't underestimate them. Like, bitch, please, you just struggled against Porto. Like, don't underestimate them. I don't know. I think they think it's going to be a walk in the park, some of them. They think that. A lot of them will underestimate us, I think. And I think we've got a good chance of surprising them. I can't wait, man.
I love it. I would love the fact that maybe they come in over cocky, overconfident. We get them good at home, and we get them so good that it makes it really hard for them to even come back in Italy. So we just have our way with them. I love the idea that maybe these Napoli versus AC Milan could be like a blood fight in both matches, where whoever advances at what cost, with all these injuries, cards, whatever drama happens, and it gives us a little bit of an edge. And man, you go back to it. Someone asked a comment about, we're talking about semifinals. Who the heck said it about the final? We make it to the final. Someone made some comment in the chat. I'll find it somewhere with screen. I'll just throw the photo up here. Yeah.
I just want to say, a week before Napoli go to Milan in the Champions League first leg, they actually have to play against Milan. So,
that's awesome. So
they're playing them once already before they go out to play them.
Oh, really? That's madness.
Yeah.
That would have been like us if Porto had advanced.
Oh, yeah. We would have been playing them.
True. Imagine that.
It would have been back to back.
Bitch.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Love that.
I would have loved – the thing is, I know it's like you got to be careful what you wish for, but if we had beat Porto at the Luge, then we go Champions League and knock them out, the mental breakdown that they would have had. Like, it would literally, like, they already are, like, on Tinder needles. Like, shit's not working. Pintacosta's losing his mind. Things are not working well at Porto. Their fan base knows that they've been able to just narrowly get some titles the last couple of years at us shooting ourselves in the foot and some miracles that happen for Porto's side. But they know that they're, you see Sergio Conceição, he does a presser, And he's like, gets knocked out by Inter Milan. He's like, oh, they have these big players, these big spends, and we're getting guys from like Santa Clara. And he's like trying to like talk about how tiny Porto is and how they can't sign players and taking pride of their weakness. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are struggling, man. No passo feliz. Oh man, I would have loved that. I would have loved that. So it's
a quick derail here, Fabio.
Yeah.
Yes, my bro.
San Siro.
I don't know. San Siro, I don't know.
Look at him. It's like shit. He's doing that. You know when he's
hey,
doing
Luis,
that.
he brought you to Liverpool last year, so you got to take him to San Siro.
I already said I'll take him, man. Like
he has already said that. But, I'm not going to promise anything, especially live on the internet. But
how about that? We make the semifinal. I might be good to go to the San Siro if it's against AC Milan. Maybe we'll see.
Oh,
we'll see.
Wait. Hello. Are we in Lisbon for the semifinals?
Yeah. But I looked up the match schedule, and it's the away match that first week.
Oh.
So it'd be we'd have to do a peekaboo
twice.
Have to peekaboo.
Imagine going to Syria.
Would the first leg or the second leg be in Lisbon?
Yeah, second leg will be in Lisbon. I originally looked at.
Listen, fuck off! Why does she remember this?
No. If Benfica win the Champions League, all four of us have to get matching tats.
I'll get one.
Yeah.
We were the fucking Champions League.
We'll make up for Luigi's F up, and all four of us will get matching.
Listen, hey, what are you saying F up, man? Hey, catch me up in 2 weeks, bro.
We ranted a little bit on the last show about this, but you guys were not. It was myself and Mello.
Yeah, that's madness, man.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
Yeah, that drove me nuts, man. You guys say your piece.
I'll just be happy having a video of the same geezer at the loo saying, "This is how it's done. We're in. It's an half an hour to go. We're enjoying. Look at the stadium. It's pitch black. Look at the atmosphere. Hey, Porto, this is how it's done." All right. You know what? I'll take that.
What happened? Sorry, I'm not aware of what.
Oh, Porto, before the game, had this big announcement about how they sold a record number of tickets. That's the most money Porto ever made on a game. The Portista media was eating it up. How big is Porto as a club? Then the match kicks up, and there are thousands of fans outside because Porto double sold tickets. It was record revenue because they sold tickets. Legitimate. It wasn't fraud. It was legitimate tickets. They basically sold multiple items. Thanks so much for subscribing. Appreciate that, buddy. Alex will love it. He's a huge United fan. I actually like to pick on Alex about that. It's for fun. I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral.
7 times.
Yeah, going to think he got mad at me. When I did that joke, he fucking told me off. He was not happy. But yeah, we got a lot of empathy towards the United people because a lot of good connections. But going back to the Porto incident, holy cow, that was
So they sold
over 1,000 tickets to Inter supporters extra.
So these Inter supporters turned up, and then what?
And so what happened is they turned up. They knew they did it. So what they did is they did this game with they had all the gate guards on this game, the scam. They said, no, okay, we see your ticket, it's a valid ticket, but it says the wrong gate. You actually have to go to the other gate. And they forced them to loop back and forth while they called security forces. And there's that tunnel in Port, how you walk up, and there's that big tunnel. They basically corralled them all like cattle there, surrounded them with security forces. Supposedly one Inter fan was thrown into that pit from the top end by a security guy. Lots of media, lots of footage, complete disgrace. These people are families, lots of children, lots of kids and families also. It was just the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. So PSG Liverpool had that train wreck last year in Champions League. Kind of similar.
That was different because there was people that didn't even have tickets that were hopping fences.
Yeah, they're trying to bum rush the stadium basically. What they're trying to. Yeah. Which this was just, to me, it's just dirty ball. And then they downplay it like Porto always does. They basically scammed a bunch of people out of money. And I don't care if they refund the tickets. To me, that's not the point. The point is someone from New Jersey got their wife and kids, flew to Port, bought a flight, bought hotels, bought accommodation, and got these tickets. Legitimately legal tickets on Porto's website. To get screwed like that. This isn't, especially this is never acceptable in my opinion, but especially with intercontinental matches where you have people traveling from other countries, people It's insane. Like
a waste of time. You know, people could have been working. You know,
I don't know, man. I just think like I'm going in May. I'm going in May. I can't wait. I'm so excited. But if me and Luigi, I'm gonna have the biggest bear hug.
Oh, I'm gonna suck his dick. Said it.
on live, crazy.
Oh, like wait. Let me grab that. There we go. Let me grab that. I'll see.
Why do you do that?
That's hilarious. Oh man, but I can't wait, man. But it's could you imagine though? Like I'd be mortified if that happened to me. I would also cause one hell of a
clip
fuss.
that.
There we go. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I imagine UEFA are probably going to fine them or something. Or has anything been said about that?
They don't face any repercussions ever. When do you see Porto ever getting fined?
We're not talking about Premier League, bro. We're talking about
exactly.
Actually, no. UEFA said no. This is the jurisdiction. They're looking into it, but it is Porto's responsibility. So, and UEFA doesn't control any of this. This is they assign all ownership and control to the club. I hope UEFA does come down on it. Yeah, that is George Costanza on my shirt. That is.
Hey, didn't Joe think that was? Oh no, that was a different shirt.
No. I was in public and someone thought this was me. You know, I was wearing it I was actually in Philadelphia of all places at the airport, and this Jamaican lady that was catching her connect flight to Jamaica comes up to me and she's like, "Oh my God!" She just lost her mind. And she just came up to me almost in tears. And she's like, "That's you!" And I'm like, "What?" It was hilarious. I absolutely, yeah. Cynthia was with me. She was mortified. She knows, like, when I travel, I love to wear this shirt. I love this travel shirt. I'm gonna go somewhere in public with it. It's amazing.
What we say? Should we do quickly chorizo?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, chorizo match. Let's do this. I gotta run out. Let's play it. All right, Allison, that's what I gotta do. Dye that hair, make it. But George never had a beard though. That's Sharice match Almeida. Forever the legend. We still gotta do something to honor him properly. Yeah, so I do gotta go in 10 minutes. So maybe we'll do you want to do each?
You start then. You start.
Speed run.
Speed run it. Okay, let's just speed run it. I'll quickly go. I'm gonna give my chorizo to it's not gonna sound nice, but Murat. Again, I hope this guy turns up. He gets this opportunity to come on. I think he was caught. I agree with what Luis said earlier that Tino being off allowed that ball to go through. But as a fan, I think the team had a great match. I'm nervous about Otamendi being gone. If Murat had slid in there and got that ball and that goal didn't happen, I'd be like, we're fine. We got this. It leaves me as a fan a little, I got some butterflies here. So I'll leave that as my chorizo. Player of the match, Gonzalo Ramos. I love that. It was great. Play of the match is the own goal. That was just the way João Mari ran in there. And it deflected off the guy to the net. And I know it already technically went in, but he kind of saved it off the line. So just to make sure it went in, the guy that scored the own goal got it the second time. Just come
on, I want this contract.
Do you think you're having a bad day?
Yeah, that guy's having a bad day.
His reaction
He was dead. And I was like, João Mari looked at him and didn't celebrate for a bit. He's like, he felt bad for the guy.
I know.
And I know the media is going to be all over. Like the Portista media is going to be like, oh, another paid player, whatever. Hilarious. That's my kind of. Should he always be Luis Riviera? I can agree with that one. And then should he match Gabriel? And then, Golden Chorizo, that Cynthia said, is for the Andre Almeida. That'll be the forever one. Worst player of the season. I like this idea for magnitude. But Jake, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I agree with you. Chorizo definitely, Murato. Until he got subbed in, I was stumped. I was like, I don't think there's gonna be one. But when he came in, I had high hopes, and then when the goal happened, like I said, he was caught on his heels. Leaves me, like you said, it leaves me a bit worried. So he's going to be in the back of my head. And if Inter is watching this game, which they probably were, they're going to see that and they're going to know, all right, we found a weakness. So that's one thing that I'm nervous about. Player of the match, Tino. He was all over the place. It's actually kind of like disrespectful. There you go. It's a bit disrespectful how he's not talked about enough, especially when in terms of.
He didn't get called up.
He didn't even get called up.
I fucking love
insane.
that though. Why is everyone
It's good. No, it's good for us, but like the
mate,
poor
when
guy,
Gonzalo fell, I was literally hoping that he'd get injured for like a week. I was like, you know what, Miss Riwav, he can't go to the fucking national shit thing. Fuck him. He's playing for a Spanish coach. Fuck him. Right.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to not have your players go, but
It is.
it's disrespectful because he's been so good for us all season, and he's kind of that player that like goes under the radar where he's done so much for us. He always ends the game with the most interceptions, the most balls won. So it's like, in my opinion, he's one of the top sixes in Europe, one of the top DMs in Europe.
It also pisses me off in this. I just go a quick rant. The fact that Ruben Neves gets called up to that team.
Oh yeah,
how trash of a season that they're having, and that if I'm Florentino, this is what kind of ticks me off. Is like, what do I have to go play for a small team like Wolves to get recognized for the national team?
Right.
Grimaldo, part of the reason Grimaldo's going to probably leave is that he doesn't get any respect.
Yeah.
He does. Like I'm sorry, Grimaldo's one of the best left backs Spain could call up. And he
I
gets
saw that with Pedro Porro. So Pedro Porro just moved to Spurs. He gets his call up straight away. Grimaldo's having a hell of a season. What's going on? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Boa noite, Boris.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
I like this right here.
Sorry.
Go, Luis. Oh, did you fit? No, you didn't finish. You got your play of the match?
Yeah, play the match was the third goal. Yeah,
third goal. Okay, awesome.
Third goal was class. Touch from Rafa, the unselfishness from Gonçalo Ramos as well, to not try to take it on and look for the goal, laying it off to João Mario, and just the finish was great. I don't know where this João Mario came from. I don't know. I don't recognize this player, but this is definitely not the same João Mario from, last season or the João Mario that was at Inter. So.
Awesome. All right, Fabs, you go, buddy.
Chorizo. I want to go a little bit different. I want to go Grimaldo. A few missed passes, lost the ball a little bit more than I'd like, and the crosses were a bit off today as well. He wasn't whipping them in like usual. So I'll go Grimaldo, Chorizo.
He was the lowest rated on SofaScore and goal point. That's the one thing they both agreed on. So that's not a bad call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Play, I'd probably say, was it the first goal with the double header? Rafa headers onto Gonçalo Ramos.
That was nice.
I really enjoyed that, and just the positioning from Gonçalo Ramos, just to be in the right place at the right time, and then finish it with his head. That's play. So man of the match, oh boy, there's so many. I want to give it to.
No bribery.
I'll give it to Florentino. Let's go. I'll give it to Florentino.
He speaks.
All right.
The Tino propaganda's on at full strength right now.
I'll echo most of it, to be honest.
Actually, what I'll do this. I'll let you close out, Luis. I gotta go pick up my daughter. You're gonna shut this up. There's a button called End Broadcast.
Mario comes back at 1 a.m. and we're still live.
You guys are gonna be in horrible. You know what? I want to say, like, I won't be shocked if I look at the replay of this match and I see shit.
I love the look when he knows he gets caught as well. Like,
he looks like oh fuck yeah. You guys have a great night.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Safe, man.
Peace.
Bye, Mario.
Fuck.
Wish.
That's now, yeah. So,
Chorizo,
right? Chorizo. So, for me, I was gonna say Grimaldo, but then he said it and he stole my limelight. So now I will say Morato as well. It's just because, like, I think Jake he made a very good point. If Inter's watching this game, they'll see Morato come on, and that happens straight away. They'll be like, "Ooh, hello, he's playing against us." So there was a comment in here somewhere where Verissimo, that one. No, that's the wrong one. That fuck that already. Yeah, if Verissimo plays, I want to see Verissimo just because, like, that way, at the very minimum, Inter will be like, oh, maybe they won't play Morato, they play Verissimo. At least give him something to think about. At least that. Play of the match for me is also the first goal, only because realistically, the first goal is the hardest one to score. And I loved it. Neres was a nice little chill dink. I like Neres. He's always chilled. He could be losing 4-0. He's still chill. He's like, nah, I've had too much weed already. Yeah. So he dinks it. Rafa, I guess he knows where Ramos is. And obviously does it, heads it with his back.
I don't know if he knew. I think he just...
It's instinct. It's instinct, bro. Like, I think as a player, you always think, like, there must be someone there.
Yeah, your striker has to be there, right? So,
and then obviously the player of the match. I mean, I don't need to say anything else. Like, I mean, I've been, little Tito. I think he was amazing, man. And I honestly do think we consider that goal not because of him going. That sounds weird, but like Schmidt had to take him off, which I understand. And then since then, it took a good 5-10 minutes to adapt to that midfield, and I think that caused the goal. And then that's it, 5-1. And I don't know where I go from here now. Make some noise. Say something. I like chocolate. Hey, honestly though, Riwav, what are we saying? Easy game, hard game. Because Riwav,
where are they at right now?
Hey, Portuguese Liga, bro.
Yeah, well,
I don't know actually. Riwav is one of those. I've always had a lot of respect for them, but I don't think they are doing very well.
They're in 8th.
Oh wait,
actually.
Are they 8th? I mean,
yeah.
I'd say they are where they sort of usually
Should
are. 8th, 6th, 7th. What are we saying? Are you nervous for that game or?
No. When is the game? Do we know?
Good question, that, isn't it?
April
Just
2nd.
put him on a spotlight, you fucking prick.
Sunday.
Is it Sunday?
Yeah.
No, because now we stop. We stop for thing, innit?
Well, next Sunday. Apologies. Next Sunday. Should be next Sunday.
No, it won't be because we stop now, don't we?
I mean, Sunday after international break.
So basically, it's
Easter Sunday. Isn't that Easter?
Is it?
Oh no,
Well,
Easter's the 9th. No, Easter's the 9th.
It says 2nd of April here, but it's still not confirmed by the Liga because all the games are 3:30.
They'll push it around. Yeah,
they'll push it around. So it'll probably be Saturday the 1st, I'd say, because we're playing. So it'll probably be Saturday the 1st.
What do you guys think in terms of the rotation then of the squads? Would you keep it pretty much the same or?
Well,
I'll go back.
Go on. I like we said before. I think Otamendi should play since he's not going to be playing the following game. So why not just play him against Kriwab? I think you should give players like maybe Rafa a rest because Rafa's still not 100%. And I know it's not going to happen, but I think we need to start making subs at halftime or shortly after halftime instead of making subs at the 85th minute. Because I don't see the purpose of bringing on players that, when there's 5 minutes left, Obviously, yeah, give them their start and stuff, but if you really want them to make an impact on the game, you got to bring them in at, the 60th,
Right.
What, Fabio, do you think we should, rotate the team, maybe even to just confuse Inter Milan a little bit? And rest for Porto too?
Yes. I mean, do you know what I'd do? I'd even go, I hate the guy, but I'd put in Musa. Like from the start, just give him.
Musa's not bad, to be honest.
Give him a start. He hasn't had a start in a long time, right?
That's a good shot, to be honest.
Just put Musa in and see what happens. He might score a goal or two in the first half, and just
he gets goals off the bench.
Score a goal or two.
He might make a mistake.
What's that guy from Harry Potter?
He might make a mistake and just go. So yeah, I mean, I'd do something crazy a little bit. You've got a cushion now as well, just to rest a few players, and then if it's not going too well, switch it up at half time and bring the regular. That's what I do. I know a lot of people.
I'll be honest with you. For me, personally, I think it depends a lot on the game tomorrow because we've got a Porto Braga. Now, I'll be honest with you. I do think Porto will easily win that because Braga will literally open their legs. But if there is anything but a win, that cushion becomes even fucking cushion, whatever, bigger.
Yeah.
Kushtia, that's the word. Kushtia.
It's not, but yeah.
isn't it? We're fucking minute. That's what we do in BA90 when, Kushtia. So I think, definitely. I think I'll swap. I definitely want to see Verissimo. I think that in itself, with all the respect to Rio or Rio whatever, I think it'd be safe, if that makes sense, and also tricky for Inter Milan and even Porto, because they'll be like, okay, who are they going to play then? Obviously, with Porto, Otamendi will play, I guess. But with Inter Milan, they will see two defenders. Antonio, I'm guessing, will play that game anyway. So I think it'd be interesting. I like this. Right, the guy, honestly, this is why I love him, man. He's always so chill. He's like, football, bored of playing it, mate. It's all good. I can do this. But man, I think we'll shoot. Go on.
Yeah, go on. No, go on.
I mean, I've got nothing else to say. I don't know if you guys have anything else that you want to add.
No, we can wrap it up. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good to wrap it up. I want to firstly say amazing thanks to the chat. It's been great.
Wait. One thing. Mel isn't here. And we're forgetting an important part of the show.
Comment, the what is it? The comment of the show.
See, I'm here for you guys. The people that comment, I'm here for you guys. Come on. Comment of the show.
What we saying? We have I mean, personally, I liked this one. Where is it? Hold on. Can I go up? Personally, I liked where is it? Hold on, I'm looking for it. I like this one, but this is all about me, so we can't have this one. No, honestly, let's pick one that we won. I like this one, to be honest.
Yeah, really good one.
Although we're not in silence anymore because people are talking about us.
Shout out to Zach then.
Not in a good way yet, though, it seems. I mean, it still seems like we're a small team.
If Fabio's saying that we're still underdogs, I guess we got a point in saying that.
Yeah.
Should we pick that? Are we giving it to Zach?
Zach, comment of the show.
Okay, Zach, give me your address. We'll send you absolutely fucking nothing. I tell you what, I'll send you 7 letters.
I'll send you a fart jar in the mail. That's it.
He's a United fan, so I'll send you 7 letters or something.
There you go. All right, guys.
You should have. I told you, man. I'm not good at this. If Braga win tomorrow, do you think we've won the league? That's a good question to end the show on.
Yeah.
Jack or Jake, sorry.
Jack. Call me Grealish. Yeah. I mean, want me to be honest right now? I think we already won the league.
Be honest, man.
I think we already won the league.
I fucking hell, Jake. Give it up. I
agree.
All right.
Listen. Even if we have a slip up here and there, Porto's not catching up. If Porto drop any sort of points, I think they're deflated. They're gonna come with. They're just not gonna want to be in it anymore. I think for sure though, when we do play them, they're gonna try to. I don't want to say it, but they're probably gonna want to try to injure a couple players. Probably get try to get our heads in not a good spot right before Inter, because they want to screw us as much as possible, since they know that the league's out of proportion now. If they drop any more points, it's done.
If Porto wins the league, good on them.
Oh.
Good on them. They deserve it. That's how confident I am we're going to win the league. Like, it's just, we've won it, man. I agree. It's going to happen. And any slip up now just cements it even more. Let's just concentrate on Champions League now. It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to reach this final. One in a lifetime.
When was the last time we've been in a Champions League final?
I'm gonna stop watching football forever.
There's no point in continuing watching.
Jake, to answer your question, I'm not sure, bro.
I know in the last.
Yeah,
I think it was against Milan.
Was the 90s. Yeah, I think it was against Milan. Yes, either Milan or Real Madrid, because the only 3 teams that were playing good football back then was Madrid, Real Madrid, AC Milan, and ourselves. On that note, if anyone has anything else to add, do it now or forever be silent. Whatever. I'm looking for the season ending. I'm guessing this is it. Thank you for the chat, for being here. Thank you for Fabio for popping in, bro. Let me know about San Siro, man. I'd love to take you and shag you in a dark corner in Italy.
Let's
Jake,
clip that one as well. Yeah,
Sounds amazing.
I know. Again, Jake, nice to have you here, man. Hopefully you'll pop in more times.
yeah.
And for me, I hope I never get to host this shit again because, like, I haven't got a fucking Scooby-Doo what I'm doing, and I've had 6 of these. So, bye. Take it easy, and we'll be here again after the Rio game. Peace.
Yeah. Peace, guys. Thanks.
Peace.